Sometimes we get some answers in decimals. Let's say, for example, that we got an answer in 3.8 years. We don't usually calculate years in decimals by that way. We usually count years in years and months. So what would that be equivalent to? It would be equivalent to 3 years. And then what we have to do is calculate the 0.8 of a year and convert that into months. Well, how do we do that? Well, the first thing we have to think of is that 1 year is equivalent to 12 months. So if I had 1 year, it would be equivalent to 12 months. So how do I go then from years to months? Quite easily, by taking my years and changing it by converting from years to month. I convert by multiplying by 12. So I would take 0.8 and multiply by 12. We know that 12 eighths are 96, so 0.8 times 12 will be the same as 9.6 months. We don't usually count months in decimals either, so I'd probably say that this was equivalent to 9.5 months. Or 9 months or 10 months, sort of depending on the question. So 3.8 years is the same as 3 years, 9.5 months. And that's how we present that. What then if we have something, we get an answer to a question that we're working out, and we get an answer, 21,700 days. Are we allowed to keep it in that? No, because really nobody understands how many years or months or weeks we have in 21,700 days. So we would have to convert days into years. How would we do that? We would convert days into years by dividing by 365. So let's take our 21,700 days and change them into years. We know that 1 year is equivalent to 365 days. So to go from year to days, the large unit to the smaller unit, we multiply by 365. But if we've got days and we've got to go back to years, we just do the opposite. Divide by 365. Just the same as when we're converting a length unit from meters to decimeters, or the other way around. So we will divide our 21,700 by the number of days in a year, which is 21,700 divided by 365. It's 59.4 years. This could be asking us how long the light is taking to travel from one planet to from one solar system to another. It would take 59.4 years. Okay, let's change. We don't usually work in decimal of a year. We usually would represent that by months. So let's change 0.4 years. So this would be equivalent to 59 years. We have to change the 0.4 into months, which we do by multiplying by 12. 4 12s are 48, so 0.4 times 12 would be 4.8. So it's approximately 59 years and 5 months. Let's approximate 4.8 months to approximately being 5 months. So 21,700 days doesn't say very much, but 59 years and 5 months does tell us quite a lot more. Okay, so you have to be able to feel comfortable in changing units. Years, decimal years into months, hours into minutes, minutes into seconds. Let's look at another couple. Let's say that we got a time of 1.29 hours. Well, that doesn't really tell us very much, except in the decimal time. We don't usually talk about decimal hours. So we will have to convert the 0.29 hours into minutes. We convert hours into minutes by multiplying by 60. So if we calculate 0.29 times 60, that gives us 17.4 minutes. If we then, so our one we know it's 1 hour. We know that it's 17 minutes. Now we change our 0.4 minute into seconds. How do we change minutes to seconds? We multiply by 60. So 0.4 times 60 equals 24 seconds. So 1.29 hours is the same as 1 hour, 17 minutes and 24 seconds. Let's see how we would do that if we were going backwards. If we had 1 hour, 17 minutes and 24 seconds, and we needed to perform a calculation with that, we couldn't leave it like this. We would need to actually convert it into decimal hours if we were going to work out kilometers per hour or something like that. They travelled this distance over this time. So we would need to convert this 1 hour, 17 minutes and 24 seconds into its decimal equivalent. Well, the first thing we would do is convert seconds to minutes by saying that it's 24/60ths of a minute. (24/60ths) would give us 0.4 minutes. So we now know that our minutes is 17.4 minutes. Minutes are converted to hours by dividing by 60. So we then have 17.4 divided by 60, which is 0.29 hours. So we know that the whole term here, 17 minutes and 24 seconds, first we divide the seconds by 60, then we add those to the minutes that we had, so we had 17.4 minutes, and then divide those by 60 to give us 0.29 hours. So if we're going from 1 hour, 17 minutes, 24 seconds, we will get that the time, of course, is 1.29 hours. 1 hour and then the 17 minutes and 24 seconds is converted in 2 stages. First, convert the seconds into minutes, then add those to the minutes that you had and divide by 60 to convert the total number of minutes and seconds into hours. So try a few of those of yourself and feel comfortable in converting minutes and seconds to hours and vice versa.